So this is Pastor Chadwick Walenga. He is the assistant pastor at Fremont Wesleyan Church.
I do discipleship and outreach, and wear a lot of other hats too at the same time. So. Yeah.
Okay. How in your job are you a leader?
In ministry, building teams is important because the pastor doesn't necessarily want to get stuck doing everything, and so my role here, a lot of what I do is laying out vision and direction for certain ministries, and then bringing a bunch of people to the table to kind of get a general consensus or a tone and get feedback on what people think may be a proper direction to go for the specific ministry. So I do a lot of that with teams. I try not to have my hands on everything all the time. I'd rather just bring people together and build up their giftings and their passions, and then help equip them to be leaders themselves. So.
Okay. What do you think is the most important quality in a leader?
I think the qualities of being able to actively listen, and then also give direction at the same time. For the initial vision that you get for the direction of a ministry or a project of some sort, that requires you to be able to listen to what's going on around you, what's going on in the community, what's going on in the relationships that you have, what's going on in problems that you need to address as a leader. And you do that by being observant, of what's going on. And then when you bring people to the table to discuss, you can't always go in expecting that I'm going to have my way all the time. And I've invited you all here to rubber stamp what I've said. So as a leader, you've got to be able to bring those people together, hear what they're saying, tie that in to the direction, and then delegate out the responsibilities. Otherwise, you just find yourself left holding everything in your hand, and all of a sudden you've got all these projects to do. So you got to be able to break it out and pass it out to people.
So you said something about being flexible too.
Oh yeah, it's some things are non-negotiables perhaps, but I find that those things are very few and far. I like to lead by consensus. I like to get everybody's vote, per se, and then I've got to be willing, even as the leader, to walk out of that room, and even if I didn't get everything that I wanted to bring to the table, whatever the vote was, and whatever the team decided, we've got to be able to walk out that door together, moving in the same direction. And I can't be bitter or angry if I didn't just get everything that I wanted. So.
Out of all those qualities that you just said, which of those do you think you do the best?
I think I'm a pretty good listener, and I think I do a pretty good job at identifying the strengths in the members of my teams, and then equipping them to do what they need to do. I kind of think I'm the champion of the underdog, per se. I'd like to see people with potential, actually rise up and use their potential.
And so you like to find the better qualities, people's strong points, and combine them and use them to build up their whole team.
Yeah, very good. When it comes to some of the weaknesses, I guess to answer the other side of that question, I will tend to not let go of as much as I should all the time, and then when everybody disperses, I find out that I'm actually hanging on to more of a project than I should have. And when I get into that situation, I'm really bad with administrative, detail-oriented type things. I'm much better at big picture things, and then having everybody else work out the details. Yeah.
Good quality in a leader.
Yeah.
Being able to see the big picture. Were you you always a leader, like as a child? Were you like student body president, anything, or did you become a leader as you grew up?
No, I was president of the band. If that, try not to
Cool.
laugh at that one, but I think that was more of a popularity contest. But no, I was definitely a follower,
Okay.
at least by practice. I think I had a lot of good ideas inside of me, but I would never present myself to get them out there on the table
It's too late.
until I had, back then it was until it was too late. But, you know, when I was put in this role of pastor, I wasn't allowed to be as passive anymore. And so people were counting on me to lead. And so it was I learned that way to be
Okay.
more assertive. So.
And so from that, do you think people are born leaders and followers, or do you learn to be one or the other?
That's a good question. I think you can learn it. I think if you get the right combination of the ability to find the vision for a project, plus you've got the confidence to assert yourself towards that vision. If you're born with those qualities, then people may peg you as that's a natural leader right there. However, you may find yourself being able to have the vision, but you haven't quite learned how to be assertive with the vision yet. I think you can learn that, but I think it may just depend on the individual. I think some people think they're leaders and they're really not, and there's nothing wrong with that either. It's just there's some times when we need followers. I love to be on teams where it's not all riding on my shoulders and I can just be a follower too. I like that too.
So you need to be able to be both a leader and a follower
Yeah,
to be a good leader.
You have to be able to submit to something, and if you're only submitting to yourself, you're probably not going to be a good leader, because then you're going to expect
A little bit
everybody
too
else.
powerful.
You're going to expect everybody else to submit to you too, and
Yeah.
if you miss something, then the whole project's off. So.
Okay. Well, thank you
Yeah.
for letting me interview you,
Thank you.
and I will see you Sunday.
All right.